But at the height of the Malian movement, a lot of people began to call Naira Marley a legend. Everyone keeps throwing this word every time they stumble upon an artist that gives them quality music or makes records that they can connect with. They just use the word legend. Oh, he's a legend. At the height of Malian movement, before COVID-19 came and reminded us that we have individual surnames. But at the height of the Malian movement, a lot of people began to call Naira Marley a legend. I remember having a conversation with Two-Face Idibia, and where he told me, when I asked him, like, what does this legend mean to you? And he's like, see, now then they call me legend. Like these days they've spoilt it. Anybody now, they call anybody a legend. But, you know, I've been around for a while. I've done a lot of work. I've inspired people. My work has been the foundation for a lot of subsequent creations. And the way I've moved have inspired thousands of people, millions of people even. And through either directly or indirectly, my actions have made this space more conducive for a lot more people. Simply put, you have legacy. That's a requirement for legendary status. Everybody who has a light voice gets compared to Wizkid, and you know I consider Wizkid a legend. So you know, anybody that comes out with a light voice that does melodious music would be called Wizkid. That's a marker for legendary status. You know, you are a reference point for a lot of things. Like take for example, Two-Face Idibia is a reference point for longevity. One, is also a reference point for how to, you know, progress your music through different eras, through different sound style, through upheavals and reconstruction of what it means to make pop music. Those are legends. You could call emPawa as a legend for democratizing hip hop. You know, it's what it is. Legendary status generally happens over time or over one specific event or over one specific action, or one specific action repeated over time, and you know, gathering a lot of influence and impacting the space positively. We might have legends in the making. We might have legends in around us right now. But we will not know, because before they have a space to be legend, someone has shouted, he's a legend. It's hard to have legends now because everything's been democratized. There's a lot of, we're bombarded with content every day. We're bombarded with a lot of things. And so when does the music breathe? When do people connect with it? When do people have space to live with a project? I remember times way back, an album would drop in the summer, and you have an entire summer to live with it. But now, on that weekend, everybody don't listen, give hot take. Once the hot takes drop, you know, if the artist is lucky to have music videos come back and you know, try to push sales again or make some song singles to drive sales. But generally, people don't fully consider projects anymore. People don't have the time. If you think if they leave any of these artists, they would not drop an album every week, so people would stream every week, and they can make, you know, dollars every week. The music industry operates in the dollar economy, even locally. It's hard for anything to be more than a fad. It's hard for everything to be to go more than a day, a week, or a month. If you're very lucky, you get 3 months, if your project is exceptional. But you cannot have legends when you cannot properly examine the work. Legendary status is something that I can see this generation enjoying because you know, the generation at the top now, the Wizkids, the David, I can see that happen because, you know, they come from a time before all of this thing exploded. It'll be hard for the future ones to achieve that. Except for someone who just holds the game in a chokehold and then does something different. I've seen people call Rema young legend, you know, for some of the things he's been able to do with, you know, branding Rema's existence has enabled a lot of artists who make emo music, who make music that's beautiful, but previously could not have worked here. It's made a lot of them come out. It's made a lot of new influencers say, hey, this is working here, we can. That in itself is good. If he's able to sustain that for, 10 years, at the top, like at the very top for 10 years, doing this same thing, expanding the space, that's legendary work. Legends can still be made. Legends are all around us, but does the system encourage legendary work? Not so sure.